How's it going, guys? My name is Drew, and I'm here today to share something with you I've been working on for a long time, and I'm very happy to get it out of my head and move on to other parts of it so I can work on, get feedback from you guys and start working on other aspects of it. The main thing I want to start off saying is we are consciousness beings, okay? We are water, 80%, and water is consciousness. I need you to think of that. Imagine zipping your body and walking out, and what's left is 80% water being. Well, that's you. And it holds memory, and it's infinite. It changes shape, and has massive amounts of energy. And that's what these people are, entities, if you will, intelligent beings are after. It's a parasitic relationship, okay? They're trying to understand us, and they have formed around us in many, many ways, and that's what I'm going to talk about, from the planets down to a molecular level, through infinity. That we have been bound, okay? And this binding is a very important conversation. How I came across it was I got interested in, I'm not going to talk about everything, but I got interested in, I'll put it in the tags, but the main thing that drove me here was frequency, magnetics, cymatics, cymatic prints, basically, planets, astronomy, many, many things. Hitler's bell, Tesla, Einstein, Coral Castle, Ed Leedskallen, so many, many, many things led me here. Religious texts, getting into religion, because I never was one to follow religion, and so because of that, it really has made me research religion as if I was religious, because I really want to understand it. I didn't want to be the guy that didn't like religion but didn't have a clue about it. So it's like, well, you have to do your research before you open your mouth. So here I am before you, and we're going to talk about the number 33. It's a number that's shown up many, many times throughout history, still does, and it's always associated with miraculous things, both positive and negative. Okay, and these things don't have to happen exactly on the 33rd parallel. They have to happen within a certain space, and the reason why is if you imagine my fist as a planet, okay, and the 33rd is running through latitude. If the planet's spinning and it wobbles a bit, the Earth, and does this kind of deal like this, that line moves up and down. It's in that space that these things can happen, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly on the 33rd. And that explains Kennedy dying close to the 33rd. There was definitely a reason. There was no coincidence to that murder, okay? The 33rd is also when Jesus was crucified, okay? And so this is a very important thing, because you start to realize through religious texts that they mean other things. It's not just the stories they tell you, okay, Eve biting the apple, and so on. They're all encrypted. So once you start encrypting, or breaking the encryption, you start to really see some things that are mind-blowing. And that goes through all religion. It's Tibetan mandalas, breaking them down, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, any Indian text, Krishna, if I didn't mention Krishna, I did again, Buddha, on and on and on. You can start to research these things, and you find these what's the word? Likes, basically. You find the number 3 shows up through all, the Buddha and 3 jewels, Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, the number 3 is everywhere, and I started to pay attention to that. And I said, you know what, I got to figure what this is all about. So I started to check out two like frequencies coming together, okay, because the 33 and 33 come together on the planet, latitude and longitude. Well, when you have 2 frequencies that come together, they create a 3rd frequency. Let me see here. So when you have 2 frequencies come together, they create a 3rd frequency. So what I did was, I thought of the cross, right? Think about the cross. You have the cross, okay? And in the middle, you have a singularity point, okay? In quantum computing, this is a superposition. Okay, it could be a 1 and a 0 at the same time. Okay, this is what we are. Okay, this is what the planet Earth is. Okay, and these happen infinitely throughout the known universe, throughout the universe we're in, and throughout the universe on the outside of the one we're in. We'll talk about that. So I went with that. Okay, and I said 33 latitude, okay, running this way, and a 33 longitude running this way, okay? When they collide, two frequencies collide, they create a third. So you have your 33.3, okay? What happens here is these two collide, okay? And it makes them go this way and this way. Creates a spiral formation. And this formation, the spiral formation, can be seen in most things in our reality. And solar systems are shaped in a spiral. Black holes are a spiral. Your fingerprints spiral. Seashells spiraled. All planets have vortexes running through them. Okay, atoms, vortexes. Okay, energy goes through the top of your head. Magnetic north. Okay, magnetic south. Everything travels through the universe infinitely. Magnetic north to magnetic south. Very important tidbit of information. So, when this happens, this creates expansion, okay? Because these go on through space, okay, until they crisscross, okay? And this is poled, positive, negative, okay? And we'll discuss how I came to that. And they crisscross, so they just continue on through space, creating singularities, which boosts the signal, okay? And that continues on, creates other singularities, and creates expansion. It goes on forever. Good way to think of expansion in magnetic north and magnetic south is imagine stepping in a big truck tire, okay, and walking with magnetic north, magnetic south. As you walk, okay, that's expansion. You never reach the end. You just continue walking on forever, okay? And that magnetic south, that positive and that negative below you, they never reach each other, okay? There's a gap in between. That's a singularity point, okay? That's what we're talking about. That's what Earth is. That's what we are. And how I figured this out, that we are a singularity point in 80% consciousness, okay, is because we are multipoled, if you will. We are awake in our day, okay, in this body that's matter, okay, and we go do what we do, okay. Meanwhile, we have consciousness going on inside our body. Then when we go to sleep at night, we rest our body that's made of matter, and we go into the whole, okay, where consciousness comes from, this whole here, okay, this is God, you call that God. Everything comes out of the whole, linearly, okay. So we are in that position, and then I figured what other things are in that position. I found out that water, okay, is also the same way. It is multipole, okay? It is a singularity, okay? It is both positive and negative pole. And it holds memory, very important fact. It holds a lot of energy. And it's these entities, okay, wanted to understand this. They want to understand where this comes from, this energy, and what is its makeup, you know. And the only way to do that was bind water, okay, bind water with matter, with senses, so that they could give feedback, in a sense, create energy, create memories. And these memories are stored in the water, which is a buildup of energy, and then that energy later on is used, okay? And we'll talk about how they use it. So the 33, important fact I want to talk about is the Bible, Adam and Eve, okay? Because Adam and Eve were also a singularity point, a quantum position, okay? And I'm making the relationships with quantum computing to Adam and Eve, because you start to see they're all the same story, they're all talking about the same thing, and then you start to realize that these books were written way, way back, okay? And so Adam and Eve, okay, Adam and Eve, they were once whole, because you remember Eve was made from Adam, a rib was taken and Eve was made, okay? So that whole was divided, okay? The apple was bitten, if you will. So if you think about Adam, or if you think about God, and Adam, and the devil, well, let's do it this way. Let's do God and devil. Negative, positive, okay? Here's the whole. Here's Adam, okay? Number 3, okay, 33.3, associated with this particular story. So what you have is 3 people, okay? Positive and negative. Now, positive and negative, okay, you can't have electricity unless positive and negative cross. You can't have electricity with just negative, you can't have electricity with just positive. Hence, the 33 and the 33 latitude and longitude lines come together, these frequencies create a third frequency. And the reason why is it's positive and negative, it creates division. So the story of God, devil, and Adam is about this, okay? It's trying to tell us how our universe is made, okay? Hence the story of Adam and Eve in the garden. Devil comes along, tells Eve to eat the apple. She'll be just like God, she'll see like God. And she takes a bite, gives a bite to Adam, they divide the whole, and then they go into hiding in the bushes because they're embarrassed that they're naked. When God finds them, they come out and he says, "Why are you hiding?" They say, "Because we're embarrassed that we're naked." He says, "Who told you you were naked?" Okay, that is a perfect example of these people, okay, were light beings. They were pure light, pure water, okay? Consciousness, pure consciousness. And when they ate the apple, okay, God bound them, okay? That binding I'm going to talk about. You're going to notice how the binding happened with Satan. The binding happened with God and Adam and Eve. The binding happens with the planets during the Star of David formation, which doesn't happen for 100 years. The binding happens in our DNA, which has 33 turns, okay? Not 44, not 55, 33. The binding happens in our atoms, okay? This binding is happening with our central nervous system and our brains, okay, and our bodies. It binds consciousness. So I'm going to show how this all crosses all these stories. So God bound them, and then he kicked him out, okay? And what I want to show is when God divided Adam and made Eve, okay, put some hair on her, okay, what you have here now is 4/3. If you do 3 into 4, you have 1.333333, and on, okay, back to 33, okay, 1.3. You'll notice 13, 3, and 33 are very important numbers. Basically, it is the number that creates everything that we are in, the matrix, if you will. So, what I want to do is show you some more ways to explain this, okay? Another thing I want to talk about is 666. And I'm not a religious person, but I've done my homework, and 666 is something they're talking about that's going to happen in the future in Revelations. I'm going to show you right now how it's already occurred, and your fingerprints are the fingerprint, if you will, of the people that created the universe that you are in right now. Okay? Again, I'll do the cross, okay? 33rd, going this way, 33rd, going this way, latitude, longitude. Okay, when they come together, they form a singularity. These two, one splits off this way, one splits off this way, 0.3, 0.3. Okay, if you add 3 plus 3, what do you got? 6. If you add 3 plus 3, 6. If you add 3 plus 3, 6. Okay, each of those 6s, there's another way to do those 6s. I had to really do my homework to figure this one out, but you have one 6 that's clockwise, you have another that's clockwise, and you have one that's counterclockwise. The 666 formation, very important because it explains the flow of our known universe, and we'll get into that. So this right here is doubling, okay, and everything in this world we live in doubles. Okay, if you think of the sperm into the egg, 2, 4, it starts doubling. Okay, everything doubles. You know, so this right here shows you the doubling that occurs based on 33 and 33 coming together, creating a third frequency, and it creates our reality. Okay. Now, they knew this during the times of the pyramids, so they were very smart, okay? They wanted to contain that singularity point, that singularity energy. So did quite a few other people, Hitler included. His whole dream was surrounded around this theory that I'm talking about, okay? Had to break his stuff down to figure it out that he was talking about or trying to do and knew what I'm talking about. So, the pyramids. So they knew the circumference, the size of the earth, and these are people, they say, told us they were riding around in chariots, but yet somehow they knew the size of the earth, and what they did was they shrunk that down, and how they did that was they shrunk it down and they squared it with the base of the pyramid, okay? And a 2D base of a pyramid, 11 and 22 is 33, okay? This was on 13 acres, okay? You throw a side view of the pyramid, okay? Kind of a crappy pyramid, we'll try to change that a little bit, but you get the idea. The sides, the angles were 52.5. Okay, here's your sun. Let's take the sun out of there and put the number 9, okay? Very important. Back to those 3 6s I showed you, okay? It's not 3 6s, it's 2 9s and a 6, but this is one of those 9s out of that 3 6 formation. Okay. So you have a frequency associated with the sun, which was 126 hertz. Okay. You do the numerology on that. 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay. And then you have the Earth's frequency, which is 7.83 hertz. Okay. This is what's coming up from the Earth. Okay. Do the numerology on that. 8 plus 7 plus 3 is 9. Okay, so you have 2 frequencies. Okay, you do the math. What makes 9? 3 times 3. What makes 9? 3 times 3. Okay, you have 2 light frequencies coming together and creating a singularity point, which is the king's chambers. Okay, this falls on the 30, close to the 33rd as well. In 33, going in this way. If you do the math on 52.5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, same thing here. So you start to see